presents Big Ten Conference Basketball. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Budweiser, by Nissan, and by Pepsi. It's the 5th-ranked Michigan Wolverines hoping to stay near first place Indiana, hoping for a win tonight here at Minnesota. Veteran analyst George Pommy, and George, the big story from Michigan is Chris Webber, broken nose. He will start, however, here tonight.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that nose affects his breathing. We already have Jackson that's hurt. You see the mask that Chris is wearing. He's a competitor, though, and it'll make a big deal to Michigan because he's been a great player for them.
Let's check our Nissan starting lineups now for the Wolverines. Howard, James Bosco, the senior, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, and Jimmy King. So Webber will play. Minnesota has a very good team. Jason Walton, Randy Carter, Chad Colander, Vashawn Leonard, and Ariel McDonald. They have no seniors in that group at all. Well, with the elevated floor, visiting coaches will tend to get their little mini bar stool over there and have to coach, and Steve Fisher has his out. Michigan has had a slow offensive start. Webber way missed with that, but Rose gets it back and ties the game. Jalen Rose.
2 of their 3 baskets have been on rebounds.
Webber going inside, and that's his first hoop of the evening. Chris Webber working himself free, 7-4.
You know, Minnesota, just an amazing team. They seem to beat anybody here at home, and hard to figure out why they struggle when they go on the road. And it doesn't matter where they go. You can go to Northwestern, and they seem to have a hard time.
Jalen Rose for 3, and Michigan desperately needed that basket. That gets it at 9-7. Clem Haskins, an active coach, certainly more active in terms of physical moves than Steve Fisher. Down to the 12:34 mark. Michigan down by 4. Here's Riley, posts his man and puts it in. Nice move by Eric Riley. Jimmy King trying to move on Vashawn Leonard, and he gets it to fall. Nice move by Jimmy King, his first 2 tonight, and it's 13-11. So Michael Talia now with Jalen Rose and Rob Pelinka. They got a small lineup in there. Shot against the shot clock with 2 seconds left by Ariel McDonald is off, and Michigan with a chance to tie it up. Jalen Rose pulls it up and does just exactly that. Well, as I say, Rose had 25 here a year ago, and he has 7 already. Shot by Tubbs outside. That's no good, and it comes out to Michael Talley. Michigan has the numbers of 3 and 2. Bosco inside. It's too hard. But Howard cleans up for the Wolverines. Jawan's first 2 tonight. And it's 17-15 Minnesota. Nobody chased Ariel McDonald. Those are his first 2 points after he had a big game here against Michigan last season with 16. That's again the biggest lead. Bosco for 3, and he pours it down.
Boy, I don't think that's not a big basket. He took that from real long range there and got a little bit of an opening, and Michigan really needed that, Tim.
Okay, as you see, 5 fouls now on Minnesota. First one on Dana Jackson. Here's Riley. He's tough on this shot, but that is finally going to fall. So Eric Riley off the bench now with 4 points, and that cuts an 8-point margin down to 3. Michigan has scored 5 points in a row.
Again, interesting because they try and run plays to get easy baskets, Tim, and you very seldom see a team get an easy basket, yet here they turn the ball over because they couldn't even get it in bounds.
Jimmy King to tie the game, and he does. We have a brand new basketball game. Jimmy King with that silky smooth 3-pointer. He has 5, and we're tied at...
Crowd rooting for Chris to shoot. He missed his first 2 3-pointers. Not a bad shooter from 3-point range.
Boy, and they're going to let him shoot that until he makes it. Pelinka in, nice. Gets it, and he's fouled. The basket counts. Beautiful move, and a good time for him for Rob Pelinka. The 6'6" senior will go on the line.
He's had a difficult time. He's been penetrating like that in some of their games, Tim. He just hasn't been able to make the baskets.
Michigan's first attempt is good. 1-point game. Biggest lead was 8 by Minnesota at 23-15. Michigan has never led.
Webber is the only one that hasn't had any serious fouls. King with 2, Howard with 2. Of course, Howard's on the bench.
Inside, Riley posts his man, and that is just automatic for him when he can make that move, and he has 6. Michigan by 2. Biggest lead for the Wolverines. Entry pass is denied, but Voskuhl got a break.
Again, Michigan a little sloppy here early with the ball.
Inside, well, man, from the weak side, Howard comes in and gets a beautiful basket. Well, the Minnesota crowd gave Chris Webber a fine hand coming out, and he is groggy, and he is sitting on the bench. We'll keep you appraised. Eric Riley, now the other Michigan Wolverines have to step it up like Jalen Rose. And he does. Kind bounce for Jalen Rose. He gets him in this arena, apparently. That's 13 for him.
Tim is pretty soft the first half for Minnesota as well on their foul shots.
Michigan's biggest lead 4. Tipped in, biggest lead 6. Juwan Howard.
I think it's going to be King. Let's wait and see.
Jimmy King gets his. That makes it 7 for King. Biggest lead for Michigan now.
The only chance they'd have had there is if they would have gotten the rebound. Webber getting a little attention there on his nose again. I think he caught that last one on the chin.
Tim Stout along with George Palmy at Williams Arena in Minneapolis for the Michigan Wolverines have now pulled out to their biggest lead of the night on the 8th point by Eric Riley at 40-33. We have 17-17 to play in the second half. On the shot clock. Voskuhl's going to have to fire or dump it. Inside, put up by Howard. Beautiful play by Juwan Howard. He knew the clock was down, and he has 6 points.
And that zone really causing a lot of problems here for Michigan. Not getting good shots. And again, I think even against the zone, you need to penetrate the middle. Get the ball inside. Turn those top guys on that zone inside so that they can't be a factor.
Here's Riley, little post move. He is, when he squares up and can get his balance like any shooter, he's tough, and he has 10 off the bench. Eric Riley. Here we go. There, that time Jason Walton gets his move. They just stayed with it and tied the game at 44.
And there's the thing you got to look at, Tim. You can say they shot 33%, but they got a basket out of that possession. So throw out the 33%. They're actually 1 for 1 there.
That's almost a 4-pointer from Jalen Rose. He'll get 3, and he now has 16 points, and Michigan just that quickly back by 3. That's a silencer for the crowd for the moment. Then Jimmy King with a block. Minnesota won about. Clem Haskins is doing a dance over here against Ed Hightower.
Well, I'll tell you, Michigan really could use Ray Jackson, and he's been practicing again, and they can get him back in the lineup. It'll really help. Juwan Howard coming alive here. Boy, if you're a Michigan fan, you'd certainly like him start lighting it up. They really can use some scoring. Again, 5 people for Michigan with 3 fouls, and 3 of the key players for Minnesota with 3 fouls. Boy, does he get around people on the inside.
Holander shot blocked by Chris Webber. Now Michigan wants to run. Well, here's Rose. He's got Webber high inside. Chris is going to get a dunk here. And Chris Webber with 4 points. Michigan is on a run. Wolverines have scored 7 unanswered points, and Minnesota wants a timeout. Well, if it's noisy, it should be. The sellout crowd, they've announced 16,292. That stopped a 7-point Michigan run, that basket by Ariel McDonald. Now he averages 9.7, almost 10, and he's been held to 4.
Good hustle by King.
Webber underneath. Chris Webber says, if I'm off from outside, I'll bang it inside. He's got 6. Rob Pelinka will inbound Michigan with a 5-point lead at the 8:34 mark.
Boy, look at Holander and Howard going it underneath.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, this Carter Webber. Webber wants this, and Webber has it inside. Chris Webber has come to life.
It almost, like you said before, looked like he was being affected by that nose and not wanting to get in there. Now the game's on the line. What would he done with it 3 times in a row? Michigan's gotten that 7-point lead more than once, but Minnesota, give them credit, they will not say die. They keep coming right back after him.
Webber inside. Nice. Juwan Howard.
I think that's one of the things that makes Chris Webber such a great player. He really is well aware of where everybody is on the floor. Well, he sure did, because again, Michigan will start to be a little more patient here and running that clock. Get in double digits, a lot different. Back to the man-to-man. They can't afford to sit in the zone.
They want to pound it inside of their money people. Juwan Howard.
There.
Yeah, but Jalen Rose knows where to go, and Rose anticipating 20 points for Rose.
2 tough shots. Minnesota will just not say die.
6:18 to play. You see the clock. Michigan 9. Webber inside, and Chris Webber, since getting banged in the schnoz, is putting on a clinic underneath the basket offensively.
Chris Weber's head there. He stuck his nose in there. Washington let him have one.
Yeah, I think he did get bumped in the nose again inside, but however, there's block number 6. Now Weber gets it back 2-on-1 behind the back and slams it down. Hello, highlight film.
Hello.
Hello, highlight film.
Tell me, 6'9", 245 pounds. That didn't look too shabby. They want to go ahead and take him on. You look at the Michigan bench. Are those substitutes enjoying that last play? Like you say, that's a highlight film all in itself. Watch it. Look at this. And he did a good job. I don't think if he didn't go behind his back, I think he might have gotten it deflected and got the foul.
Interested to hear the president with the Sax play a Raycom theme because they got a good Sax number in there. Juwan Howard trying to do his thing. That was off a bit, tipped up and in by Jimmy King.
Minnesota's almost got to foul him to try and put him on the line if they're going to have a chance of winning. We're down to 2:30.
And Clem Haskins is frantically waving, get out there and get him. Moskal, they're going to let him go. Oh, Howard will hit that. And nobody on him, and Juwan Howard is clear. 12 points for him. And have to make some free throws in these final 44 seconds, let alone go through the press. So they just soon have Rose on the line. Boy, he almost had it stripped away. Somebody's got to be wide open underneath, but they'll back it up.
Here, they just got to move the ball. If you get guys chasing the ball, they'll never foul. What they need to do is get each guy to stay with his man and then just commit the foul, just like that.
I believe someone named Dean Smith figured out an offense like this. Clem Haskins was going for his 100th win at Minnesota tonight. He'll have to wait and try to get it against Northwestern Saturday, it would appear, as Juwan Howard goes on the line. He has 12, now 13.